Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Just enjoying a nice little cigar here. Beautiful Singapore. I'm on my way to Dubai. As you guys know, I spent the last 8 months suffering with endless dedication, building the relaunch and the reopening of Capital Club. Wanted to say hi to you guys, see how you guys are doing. I wanted to do a quick little AMA. What do you guys think? Quick little AMA for the fam. Vibe, spend some time together. I just got done an exclusive series with an e-commerce savant with over $200 million a year in sales through Shopify here in Singapore, which just showed me, there's levels to the game. This guy was literally, the first question I asked him said, there's many of these young cats talking on on TikTok saying dropshipping is dead, e-commerce is dead. What do you think, brother? You're the expert here. You're doing $200 million a fucking year, brother. You're making almost $1 million a day in sales with about 20-25% margins. Tell me, in your opinion, is e-commerce dead? And he said, he smiled. You guys will see it when you guys join Capital Club. He smiled, he chuckled, he looked at me and he said, it's just getting started. This man tempted me to get back into the e-commerce game, but I'm dedicated to you guys. I'm dedicated to Capital Club. It's my passion. It's my privilege to be able to unite the glitches in the matrix. And yeah, I'm really, really pumped to show you guys what is happening. Anyways, let's do some AMAs. I see a lot of people wanting to join. Do a little hand raise, or if you have a good question, I'll add you to the chat and we'll get started. Hope you guys are doing well. Just enjoying an evening cigar. I just got done a phenomenal series inside Capital Club here in Singapore. I've been traveling through Asia, but my Asia tour, ladies and gentlemen, is coming to an end. I am on my way to beautiful Dubai tomorrow. I'm going to be spending 10 days in Dubai. Maybe we get together with the glitches out there. It's going to be a good time. I'm there meeting with some 8- and 9-figure entrepreneurs to sit down and talk Capital Club, talk business. You guys will have access to our conversations inside the platform when it opens up this summer. But I wanted to give, a little bit of time for conversation. So we got 2,300 people there tuned in. Who should we let in? Guys, what do you guys want to talk about? Should we talk about business? Should we talk about why the school system is shit? What should we talk about? Biohacking? Is it a little bit hypocritical for me to be smoking a cigar and be talking about biohacking? I don't think so. Because every now and then you can enjoy a little cigar. It's not a daily thing. I'm here. I would show you guys my surroundings, but that would give away my location. Last time I gave away my location, some of you motherfuckers pulled up to my hotel. So we're definitely not going to do that shit. But we have some people that want to talk about business. So let's talk about some general business principles that I think are extremely important. Should I give you guys one of the principles that I learned from this $200 million a year e-commerce expert that is, he's teaching some beautiful lessons inside Capital Club when it opens this summer. But he gave me some incredible data sets. And, what I first learned is that the moment that you think you know everything, and it's usually the poor people, hear me out. It's usually the poor people that think that they know something. It's usually the poor people that have these blinders on in this limitation. When I sit down with successful people, when I sit down with wealthy people, yeah, there's some pricks out there. There's some people out there that are not really nice. But for the most part, most of these guys that I sit down and talk to, their parents were taxi drivers. Their moms were teachers at school. Their moms were either stay-at-home moms, housewives, or their fathers work in factories. So I sit down and I see these guys go from zero to hero, and they're extremely humble. So my mind is just extremely boggled on a regular basis when the noobs, right, the bots, the the doubters and the naysayers. And I understand, you live in an ecosystem with so much shit, so much bullshit, so many lies, that it's so hard to understand what is true. But you must test things before you judge them to see if they are good. Just like you wouldn't judge a book by its cover, you would read it. You must not judge a dish by its appearance before you taste it. And it's the same thing with information. It's the same thing with knowledge. It's the same thing with wisdom. It's the same thing with information that you receive. You must be able to test it to prove the thesis and then implement the thesis. You must implement in business, right? Oh, the lights just turned off here. It's late. It's midnight. It's midnight here in Singapore. So as you guys know, if it's midnight here in Singapore and I'm hopping on these calls, I got up at about 7 a.m., but my passion keeps me awake. But anyways, I want to talk a little bit about business. As I sat down with this $200 million a year entrepreneur, you guys will be able to listen to the conversation yourselves inside Capital Club. He said, if you want to succeed in business, you need to establish this very basic criteria. What is this criteria? I'm going to move to, I think there's a little bit of light somewhere else, but I'm going to keep it in the dark because I'm chilling. He said, here's the formula. Write this down. Let me know if you're writing this down. Once you're ready, I'll let you guys know. So as I spoke to this $200 million a year entrepreneur, he mentioned the concept of succeeding in business. There we go. Matrix attack has been cease and desist. We are back in business. He mentioned 3 aspects of building a successful business. Number one, very simple. You need to plan. Plan. How many times in your business, before either you test a product in e-commerce, before you test an idea, how much time do you spend planning? How much time do you spend, developing your war plan? How much time do you spend planning by understanding the marketplace and by understanding the ecosystem that you're in? Most of you guys are very impulsive, right? You're not proactive, you're reactive in the business place. But if you want to succeed in business, you need to understand that reactiveness is an impulse. You cannot conduct business off of impulse, because impulse means that you're conducting business off of chance. You cannot leave business up to chance. You need to leave it up to probabilities. And probabilities can be controlled based off of your positioning. That's number one. Number two, you need to test. Test is number two. But inside testing, it also implies execution. So once you have your plan, you need to execute on a timely fashion based off of what? Based off of the thesis that you've put together or your business plan. Most of you guys have not developed a business plan, let alone you spend time executing on that plan. You spend time scrolling on the internet, you spend time gaining information, but unless you do, right, you're not going to be able to achieve success. There are those that think, and then there's those that act. If you want to make money, you need to act, right? You need to do something with the information and the knowledge that you have. So once you plan, then you execute. And finally, this is the most important thing. Cigar went out. I'll light it up afterwards once we're done. And finally, you have to iterate. You need to be able to understand that iteration is the key to mastery and the key to perfecting your craft. Test is important, but iteration is what causes perfection. Iteration is what causes perfection. You must be able to consistently and effectively reiterate the plan that has been executed so that you can refine your craft. That is the difference between a professional and an amateur. A professional learns from his mistakes. A professional learns from his errors. A professional learns from the market that he's involved in, and he iterates and he adapts to what? Build a stronghold in the marketplace so that he can have what? One word, ladies and gentlemen, one very important word. Master predictability. Master predictability. You do not want to build a business that is volatile. You can't build a business off of volatility. It's not sustainable. That's why a lot of you guys that do direct-to-consumer brands, that you do e-commerce, you do affiliate marketing, you do Amazon FBA, you don't have predictable models, so you cannot, really predict your cash flow. It's not easy to do. I'm not saying that it's easy, but the formula exists, right? And over the last couple of weeks, as I sit with these fucking giants in the business space, people that have done $700 million in sales, $5 billion of assets under management, dudes that are out here trading against banks, really making fucking moves, I've been extremely humbled. Because I've done well in crypto, I've done well in e-commerce. But I haven't been in a situation whereby it makes me want to get back in the game. I'll be honest with you guys. Like when I sit down with these ballers, I'm humbled by the fact that there's levels to the levels. The moment you make $10 million, you're like, okay, I'm set. Perfect. That's cool. Yes, I understand. I had some people make fun of me when I talked about this idea of making $5 million in a day. Like, oh, well, that's, and I said, that's chump change. And they're like, well, how is it chump change? I'm not saying I make $5 million every single day. Like, don't get me wrong. That's not a viable way of processing information. But instead of, acting almighty and all strong, I come to realize, like, dude, there's levels to the levels. There's levels to business. There's levels to the game. And once these guys were showing me their numbers, they were showing me their P&Ls, they were showing me some of their systems, they were showing me how they build teams with up to 2,000, 3,000 members, employees. I'm like, fuck, bro, like, maybe this whole idea that I built up in my mind of retiring at the age, in my mid-20s, maybe it's bullshit, bro. Maybe I gotta get back into the game. So, I enjoyed my last couple of years of vacation. I was able to cash out a nice quite of my money, a nice bit of my money through investments and stuff like that, and I was able to enjoy the beach. But when I sit down and I look at these guys that are just like grinding and hustling and building, I'm like, dude, I wanna build again. And I enjoy content. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy us sitting together and having a conversation. Most of you guys watching me now, you see 2,600 people, and you don't realize that, in fact, I was doing these live streams with 10 people many years ago. So you may think that Luke is new around the block, but in fact, you're actually new around the block. I've been doing this for a while. Hence why I've been able to cement my name inside the business world, inside the business space, and I've been able to build phenomenal relationships. I'm on my way to Dubai tomorrow. I'm meeting with 8 and 9 figure entrepreneurs that have been able to succeed. Many of them come from nothing. And we're sitting down for an exclusive series inside Capital Club that you guys will have access to this summer. And I come back as a person that's here to learn. In no way, shape, or form am I going to pretend that I know everything. The moment that you think that you know everything is the moment that you stop growing and you stop learning. And I think that being part of a network and being part of a group of people that sober you up to reality and give you a real paradigm of what is possible in life is a really good thing. So you need to evaluate the people that you surround yourself with. You need to evaluate the people that you listen to, and you need to be able to really be humble. It is often those people that are not humble that aren't able to achieve many things in life. And I'm not talking about cocky arrogance. You look at somebody that's extremely successful and they've earned their belt per se to trash talk or to say certain things. Yeah, that's cool. But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the individuals that think they know everything, but their bank account reflects that they know nothing. So if you want to succeed in business, you need to be able to plan. Business plan. If you don't know what a business plan is, go spend some time on YouTube. Like, how do I develop a business plan? How do I develop a viable business model and understand how to study the market, understand how to study your niche, understand how to create an ideal customer avatar that you can serve. 2, you need to execute. You need to execute on the plans that you are theorizing. And finally, you need to iterate. A lot of you guys are doing the exact same thing that you were doing last year. You need to understand that the market evolves, the market changes, the market is extremely different than it used to be last year, than it used to be the year before. And unless you're able to iterate, right, it's not this idea of evolution of, turning from monkeys to humans, but it's this idea of microevolution of the world is shifting, and unless you evolve with the world, you're going to be left behind. That is what I've kind of learned over the last couple years. So let's do a couple lives here, add a couple people. I don't really know who to add. I don't know any of these profile photos, but if you want me to add you to one of these live streams, you have to have a real profile photo. If you don't have a real profile photo, I can't add you. Do a number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Do a number 1 in the chat if you want me to add some people here to the AMA. We'll do a quick AMA, 3 questions, and let's see what people say. Let's see. Do a number 1 or a little fire emoji, guys, if you guys are interested. We've got 2,500 people in chat. You guys know I don't really hop on live often, so you need to be able to abstain from the dopamine desire to go back on your phone and go back to bullshitting and go back to nonsense. There's so many distractions out there. You need to understand the value, right? The value of listening to information, because what I've learned, guys, listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. May I? What I've learned is that most of the sabotage in your life is self-induced. Hear me out, okay? Most of the sabotage that is self-induced in life is because you do not have the self-regulation to do that which you know you need to do. So you need to be able to ask yourself, right? You know you need to go to the gym. You know you need to start this business. You know you need to read this book, but you don't do it. Why? Why don't you do it? Not, oh, I didn't do it today. No, why didn't you do it? Why did you cave to the nonsensical bullshit and the perspective that you're above the grind, you're above the work, you're above the consistency? Because these are the things that are holding you back. We understand that consistency compounds. I've said this once and I'll say it again. But why is it that you know what to do, but you don't do it? Don't just say, oh, because I'm lazy. No, that's not good enough. Right? No, it's not that you're lazy. Something else is wrong. You need to be able to identify these things. And once you identify these things, you're able to tackle them effectively. Oh, I'm spitting some game here. I'm hyped, guys. I'm hyped to talk to you guys. It's been a little bit of time. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy just sitting down and conversing with you guys. I'm happy. I'm happy to be chopping it up with you guys on a regular basis. I appreciate you guys, taking the time of the day to be here. I know you could be doing anything. You could be scrolling on TikTok and doing some other bullshit, but you are an anomaly. You are a glitch. You're a person that's interested in leveling up. So should we let some people in? All right. Profile photos or videos need to be on. Let's bring 3 people on. Here are the rules. Before I bring you on, you need to state your name, what you do, how much you're currently making, right? And what your question is. So no bullshit, no nonsense, no pitching, none of that bullshit. Let's provide value to each other, right? You can't be thinking about what you can receive, think about what you can give. So build a question that is, constructive for everybody else in the community to listen to and to learn, and we can kind of address those things. So let's get started here. Let me select one of you guys. Who should I pick? Let's get this one guy in here by the name of Bartek. Here we go. Did it add?
Hello?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
How's it going, brother? I can't believe I'm on the phone to you, man.
Hey, hey, hang on. Stop moving.
Yeah.
All right. Chill out. You're good, bro. Talk to me. What do you do? What's your name? Where are you from?
Yeah, my name is Bartek Standa. I'm currently working as a salesman in a company called Universal Media. I literally just started 7 days ago because I've seen you and a few other influencers like Andrew Tate and stuff like that telling me that it's better to start a sales shop, and I actually reached 4 figures today in sales over the phone. I sell marketing and advertising. I was
Lovely.
17 years old. I got it 7 days ago. I went up to the office, and he seen that I looked muscular, and I got the job. I didn't believe I could get the job. I applied everywhere, got the job, and yeah, I started 7 days ago, man.
Congratulations, brother. You're 17 years old.
Yeah, I'm 17 years old, correct.
What's the building behind you?
Sorry?
What's the building behind you?
It's a church.
Lovely. Are you in Ireland right now? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Are you in Ireland right now?
Yeah, in Dublin, Ireland, yeah.
Lovely. So you're 17 years old. You're doing a sales job. What's your question, brother?
My question I would ask you would be, with AI that's coming in the next 5 to 10 years, what would you say would be the most reliable business model to start looking into to prepare yourself for the future to come?
So the first thing that I would say, I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. He was talking the other day I think he was in Cannes,
Yeah,
at a conference, and he was talking about, everybody's out here talking about AI.
yeah.
Everybody's out here talking about artificial intelligence. I'm gonna put you back on live so that you can listen. Now that I have the question,
Okay.
because he had his ear, guys. He had his ear. He didn't come prepared. He didn't have his headphones. He was giving me a bad aesthetic. Anyways, I was listening to an interview by Gary Vaynerchuk, and it just got published recently, and he was talking about this very simple idea of, everybody's out here talking about AI, but most of you motherfuckers don't even know what AI is about. Right? You don't understand artificial intelligence. You don't understand what it means. So many times people worry about the wrong thing, and they worry about the wrong thing because they're thinking about the future. It's perfect to think about the future, but if you're poor, right, you can't be really focused about the future. You need to be focused on the present moment. What can you do right now to make money? So I think this gentleman is doing an extremely good job at doing what? At positioning himself by doing sales. So at the age of 17, he said, all right, I would have made my first 4 figures 7 days in, which means probably medium ticket, high ticket. He made $1,000, right? If he was working at a waiting job, if he was working in a restaurant, if he was working in a hotel, this would take him a week, if not 2 weeks, to be able to make money in this position. He also said, I'm well built. I went to the gym. I look good. So he has an extra advantage over somebody that looks sloppy, somebody that isn't well conditioned. Why? Because he has an attractive physique. It's good for business. He commands some sort of respect, and he shows what? Discipline and consistency. I would say before you even worry about artificial intelligence, you need to have 6 figures in the bank account, right? Have 100 grand. Have 100 grand. Sales is a phenomenal way to do it. Whether you're doing affiliate marketing, whether you're doing sales over the phone, whatever it may be, you need to understand that you need to learn what I like to call forever skills or inflation-proof skills. These are skills that will translate forever in perpetuity, regardless of the time and age. If AI exists, there will still be the need to sell in person. If AI is still around, there will still be the need for human interaction. When the moment comes around where robots exist and things like that, that'll be a different story. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to learn foundational skills like networking, sales, marketing, communication. These are pivotal for your success. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? You need to learn forever skills. These skills are what I like to call inflation-proof skills. Inflation-proof skills
are skills that allow you to not worry. Listen to me. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. If you're taking notes, if you are, perfect. If you're not, totally fine. That's totally cool. But understand this very basic principle. Your confidence cannot be based on money. The money that you have is not your metric of confidence. So when you see the money in your bank account, you can't feel confident with that money in the bank account because it's conjured up out of thin air, right? It's fake. Yes, you can use it to spend things. You can use it to buy things. Yes, you can use it to barter, whatever it may be. But what you can actually count on in perpetuity is yourself, the skills that you've developed. That's what you need to be able to rely on and count on. Your skills. You hear me? So the question is, what skills do you have today that make you trust yourself? And if you have none, you need to start asking yourself, what type of skills can I develop so that I can begin to trust myself more and begin to walk with confidence? I'll give you an example. And I'm not a fighter. You know, I spar. I do a little bit of boxing here and there. I'm not, by no means, no professional. But if I'm walking down an alley and I have a professional understanding of some sort of martial art or combat sport, and I see a random guy there, if I have no experience, right, I may be alerted, I may be afraid. But if I'm an expert, if I am quite experienced and I have confidence in my skill, I can walk down that dark alley with confidence that, you know, I can stand my ground. I may not win, I may lose, the other guy may have a gun or may have an advantage, but I can walk with more confidence. If I didn't have a skill, I would walk with a little bit more caution. It's the same thing with the skills in business. It's the same things with the skills in your average life. Develop skills that give you confidence to move around the marketplace with effectiveness. Does that make sense? Alrighty, let's add another person here. You need to have a profile photo. First thing you do, mention your name, what you do, how much money you make, and your question. Unless you have a real name, I'm not going to add you. It's important that you guys, I understand, have an anonymous profile on Instagram, that's fine. Have another profile that you use for networking and you use for interacting with people on the internet. Let's add a guy here by the name of, let's add, I'm going through the names. Let's add this guy called Danny. All right, we just added a guy called Danny. Let's see here if he joins.
Hello.
Danny, how's it going, brother?
It's going good, man. How are you?
Well, where are you from?
I live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And
Mexico.
yeah.
Nice, very nice, brother. What do you do?
So I'm it's crazy. So I'm an associate producer of a top 10 business podcast called Bigger Pockets.
Lovely.
And I'm just trying to think, what do you find is the best way to leverage the people that you know?
So are you familiar with how Bitcoin works? You're on mute. I think you're muted.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you familiar with how Bitcoin works?
I'm not as familiar with Bitcoin as I am like real estate investing, because that's what the podcast is about.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to give you the premise to answer your question, but I'm going to use Bitcoin as the example. So nodes, right? When you're Bitcoin mining, it's all about nodes. The more nodes make the network more secure and more safe and more stable. If you want to build a valuable connection, you need to, first of all, understand how can you serve them. So the people around you right now, you're an executive producer for a podcast. How are you serving these people? Number one. Number two is the people that come and interact on this podcast. Yes, the hosts are building relationships with these individuals, but what are you doing to be in contact with these individuals? When this person walks in, right, who offers them the water? Who offers them the bottle of water? Who offers them the first handshake? Who offers them the, hey, can I take care of you? Or here's a lint roller so that your shirt is actually pristine? Or who brings the steamer into the place? Is it the makeup artist? Or is it the guy that's perspicacious enough to perceive things ahead of time to make an impact?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to go above and beyond by doing small things. Most people remember what? Gestures, kind gestures. If you want to succeed in business, you need to be able to provide kind gestures to people, not because you want something in return, but you are perceived as a person that solves problems. Whether they're big, whether they're small, it doesn't really make a difference. What I've learned in business, bro, is that people that are highly successful, you know, I got a lot of DMs on a regular basis. They're like, hey, Luke, let me come work for you for free. I don't need people to work for me for free. I thankfully I have some money. I want the best people to come work for me. I want people to solve my problems. I don't want to tell people my problems. So how do you expand on the network that you currently have? Be able to first be seen. So how are you seen? You're seen by providing value. No, you don't have to fucking open your mouth. You don't have to talk, hey, my name's Daniel, here's your water. Anything you need, brother, make yourself at home.
Yeah.
Serving people, going above and beyond. On the way out, hey, anything you need, here's my Instagram, please let me know. Ask your boss if you're allowed to do that. If he says yes, and you hope most likely he will, that's the end of the game. That's the end of the story. Done. Hey, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It was great listening to you. See you around. Boom,
Yeah.
that's it. Have interaction. That's it. Have interaction. Be seen. There's a law in the 48 laws of power that states that which cannot be seen counts for nothing. So the fact that you're in the room is what matters. Do you understand?
Yeah.
What matters isn't that you have a job, is that you have access. Access is what matters. Access is what matters. So now you have access. Perfect. You're getting paid for the access. How are you doubling down and gaining double the value? Perfect. You may not be getting paid a ton of money, maybe getting paid a little bit of money here and there, whatever the gig may be.
Yeah.
So how do you ensure that you're gaining as much value in return for the time invested? You gain value by giving value, and the value may be small. And this isn't just for you. This is for anybody listening. Dude, I'll give you an example. Many, many years ago, I was waiting tables, and one of the people that I waited tables for was Jeff Bezos, right? And yeah, perfect. Of course, the dude doesn't remember anything, but I was attentive to make sure that the small things that this man needed, I could cater to. I had entrepreneurs that came in on a regular basis, and I would make sure that they would remember me, whether it was by finding a familiarity, by cracking a joke, by making sure I overserved them. So much so that I eventually got to the place where some of them invited me out to do like small little meetups, things of this nature. Why? Because I made myself seen. Many times when you're dealing with high entrepreneurs, a lot of people that haven't achieved massive levels of success yet, they put themselves in the back room. They're like, oh, well, I can't do anything. I'm not a valuable person. But what if this guy is just thirsty? What if this guy just, maybe he's a little bit nervous, and you're like, hey, bro, at the end of the podcast, hey, bro, you did a great job. You're cut out for this shit. Well done. Hey, by the way, this is my name. Anything you need, make sure you reach out to me. Boom, here's my card, or here's my Instagram, whatever it may be. That which cannot be seen counts for nothing. So when people, think they see the Rolex, or they see the money, or they see the influence, they think that that's what other people want. Brother, we're all human. For all you know, this guy's in fucking Mexico. He's thirsty, bro. Come in with fucking fresh coconuts. Hey, bro, they got water here, but hey, I got some, you know what alkalinization is? No, what is it? Oh, perfect. Let me talk to you about electrolytes real quick. Boom, here's some coconut water. Oh, and somebody listening to this may be, that's stupid. That's bullshit. Brother, I'm on podcasts every time. Nobody's ever offered me a coconut. If somebody offered me a coconut, I'd be like, bro, whoever this guy's legit. Next time, I'll remember this person. I'll say, hey, what's up? How's it going, brother? Good to see you. And that's how you build what? Relationships. The world is about relationships. And in relationships, you don't get married on the first date unless it's 1940, you're about to go to World War II, but that's no longer the case, right? It's about relationships. So your goal is how do you build upon these networks that you're getting access to is by being a valuable node. What is a valuable node? Is a person that understands how to connect the dots. First, you need to be able to perceive the pain point, anticipate the pain point, and provide value and be seen, because that which cannot be seen counts for nothing. How does that sound, G?
It's awesome. I really appreciate it, man.
Good, brother.
I'm going to definitely
Thank you
use
so
a lot
much
of
for
this advice.
hopping on.
Yeah, of course. Appreciate it, man.
Good luck, G.
All right, bye.
Alrighty, let's do one more. Let's do this is what I want to share with you guys. You know, like business is cool. Like entrepreneurship is cool. It's a journey. It's a it's a it's a it's an experience, but you iterate upon these things. So when people talk about money, they talk about success. You know, I've had the privilege in my life to sit down with a couple billionaires. There's like 8 of them. And none of them look at the watch that I have on my wrist. None of them, brother. I had a guy that came in the other day. I think he was worth like he done like $700 million in sales, $800 million in sales, $800 million in sales. You guys will see the interview inside Capital Club. Yeah, he did $800 million in sales, and he comes in wearing these old ass white Adidas shoes, sweaty ass shirt. And if you walked across the street from this dude, you wouldn't think this guy's worth $2 fucking. But this guy's doing fucking $100 million a year in sales. He's done over $800 million a year in his lifetime. And what you need to realize is that people that are wealthy, people that are successful, them showing off their wealth, many times, not everybody, right? This is not a generalization, but many times I've perceived it, especially when people come from not a lot of money, unless they have some sort of arrogance or pride attached to their possessions, they're kind of ashamed. They're kind of embarrassed. You know, at some point, you know, you make money and you don't really want to flash it off. If you're a young cat, if you're new money, you know, you show off your money a little bit more. I understand that, right? You come from nothing, you want to show it off. You have some ego attached to it. That's totally fine. I'm not hating on it. It's not a big deal. But those people that are on a different class of money, like they're shy. They don't show their money off that way. And you showing them a super nice watch or things of this nature doesn't impress them. You know, so when I sit down with these guys, they care to speak more to my brother Nate, who teaches them about biohacking, than they care to sit down and talk to me. These motherfuckers want to know, how can I get a 6-pack? What type of water should I be drinking? How can I increase my life by 10 years? You know, how do I not feel so tired and exhausted? So when you guys think what is a value proposition for wealthy people or for people that are successful, you can't think that the value proposition is the same thing that you want. That's why you need to study people the same way that you study markets. Does that make sense? Let's do another question here. And you know what? Every 2 weeks I'm going to be hopping on Capital Club, and we're going to have an exclusive live stream, have an exclusive members area, and we're just going to chop it up. We're just going to chop it up, have a great time, and we're going to have this one-on-one relationship on a regular basis. I wasn't expecting to do this live stream, by the way, guys, but anytime I speak to you, I feel empowered. Anytime I speak to you, it holds me accountable to get to the next level. It's 12:30 here at night in beautiful Singapore. I remember the first time I came to Singapore many, many years ago. I didn't have a lot of money. You know, I was a person that was attempting to find success. I slept in hostels and was backpacking in essence, and I have come a long way. You know, I just happen to be able to wear nicer clothes, eat at whatever restaurants that I want, interact with nicer people, but it's a process. Success is a process. But the journey, my friend, you need to enjoy the journey of becoming successful, the journey of becoming that which you want to become is so much better than the prize, right? The process is the prize. The process of becoming successful, the process of becoming the best version of yourself, the process of becoming that which you imagined you could become is the prize. Once you get there, you're not so amused at the peak. You're more impressed at the fact that you climbed the mountain. You know what I mean? The fact that you climbed the mountain is the success. Looking at the view from the top is cool, but you're like, just damn, I climbed this mountain. I'm pretty successful. Like, this was a great achievement. But then you look up and you're like, oh shit, well, there's another mountain that I need to climb. And that's the journey of life. So don't compare yourself to the mountains and the pinnacles of other people. You're on your own journey. You're on your own process. As long as you don't cheat yourself, right? As long as you are honest with yourself and you don't cheat yourself from success, you don't cheat yourself from your potential, you don't cheat yourself from achieving great things, well, then you can live a life in a state that I like to call a state of equanimity. Equanimity, okay? Look up what equanimity is. Equanimity is a beautiful word. It's one of these words that I have utilize to describe one of the ideal states of being in my life. And equanimity means calmness of the soul. How many of you guys can say you experience equanimity, a life of equanimity? Are you always comparing yourself to other people? Are you always nervous? Are you always anxious? Are you always focused on tomorrow? Are you always depressed about the past? Equanimity is such a beautiful way to live. That doesn't mean you settle for less. That doesn't mean that if you have a shitty life or you're not making any money yet, you're just like, oh, well, I'm just going to lie myself into believing that this is all I can have. If you only have one life to live and you're only guaranteed today, enjoy the process of becoming better today. A good hour, right, consistently leads to what? A good day. A good day consistently leads up to what? A good week. A good week consistently leads up to what? A good month. A good month consistently leads up to what? A good year. And a good year consistently adds up to what? A good life. So if you want to live a good life, you need to start today because your life is experienced in the present moment. So understand how to enjoy the present moment, my friend. Understand how to be here right now. Go do some push-ups. Go hang out with your friends and your family. Go read a book. Go level up. Go set some plans and goals. Be ambitious. Don't settle for less. Settle for greatness. Why would you settle for average when you were created to be extraordinary? I often tell my people, you guys are my people. I often tell my people, why would you settle for ordinary when you were created to be extraordinary? Don't settle for less, but at the same time, don't compare yourself to what other people are, who other people have become. Because for all you know, you may not want to trade your life for theirs. You understand? Equanimity. All right, let's do a couple more questions. I love hanging out with you guys. It's a great time. Let's get Edward up in here. Check, check, check. 1, 2. Let's get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bad internet. Sorry, brother Edward. Get some good internet connection. We tried to add somebody up in here, but it didn't work. Let's get somebody else up in here. Let's get Wayne up in here. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's good, bro? You okay?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm in work right now.
What do you do for work, brother?
I'm a salesman. I work for Oak Furchland in the UK. You
Lovely.
can see all the.
Let me peep the swag. Let me peep the swag.
Oh,
How you dressed up? Show me that suit.
Full suit.
Hey, brother, you're ready for work. You're ready, brother. You're
for work.
positioned. Positioned for greatness.
Exactly, bro. Always.
Ask me your question. How much are you making right now a month?
It really fluctuates. To be honest with you, it's probably between, on like a bad month, maybe about 3,000, and then maybe up towards 4, 5.
Love.
On a very good month.
Lovely.
Yeah. So
you're making about 45,000 a year.
Something like that. Yeah.
Lovely.
In pounds.
Perfect. Ask me your question, G.
So my question for you is, I'm just wondering, because what holds me back is, obviously I listen to a lot of people like yourselves and whatnot, and there's so many things out there that, there's trading, there's investing in cryptos, there's, so many different avenues to go down, and there's obviously a lot of fake gurus as well. What would you say the best route to get to 100K is?
Well, I think the best route is to find. You're in sales, right? So you're honing in on a craft. It's a great craft. I've made money in sales in the past. What you need to find right now is a place that has high traffic of leads, right? So maybe the sales job that you currently have may not be the best sales job that you may get, right? So right now what you have is skill set. So is the job that you have foot traffic?
Yeah, basically just store based, like people just walk into the shop.
Perfect. So show me the area around you. Let's see how much foot traffic you have. Turn it around. Show me what you got.
Right now, there's absolutely.
Show me how many people.
No one.
So there's nobody. Perfect. Right. So that's a proof of my thesis. Right now, what you're doing is wasting time.
You may
That's
be
right.
thinking that you're waiting for leads,
Yeah.
but you're not waiting for leads. You're wasting time. So what you need to do is get home. I don't hope your boss is not listening, but fuck the job. Figure out how what you can do right now is how you can harness your skills that you've developed, right? You have developed skills.
Yeah.
And figure out what you can do. The following is, how can you have more foot traffic and get more leads so that you can do what? Two things: get more commission, get more sales, two, and what? Refine your skill.
Okay.
Remember, we talked about iteration, right? So you need to iterate, plan. You need to plan. What's my exit?
Yeah.
What's my exit?
It's quite difficult because obviously I do feel that way. I've been like in this job, like obviously it's up and down. Some days really, really busy, some days really quiet. In my area, like I live in like Llandudno in North Wales. There's like not many job opportunities. So I've been trying to look.
Brother, do you know how many online sales jobs there are, my friend?
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm looking for online sales jobs.
Brother, have you heard about getting in a car and moving?
Yeah, I've only just passed my driving test actually.
Brother, have you heard of a bus?
Yeah.
Have you heard of a Ryanair?
Yeah.
My friend, there's a million reasons why to say no to something. There's only one reason to say yes. You're a free man, and you're spending your young days under fluorescent lights.
Yeah.
You could be in Cancun right now, or in Mexico, or in Bali, closing sales online, my friend. What you need to do, no, you don't wish. Do it or don't do it.
Okay.
Don't wish. It's not a fucking birthday candle. You understand, my brother?
Yeah,
it's not a birthday candle, brother.
I understand.
So,
Brian.
hear me out. First, plan. You need to calculate your exit plan. Number two, you need to execute on your exit plan.
Okay.
That means you need to figure out an alternative. If you're taking notes or anybody's taking notes, understand this principle. If you want to jump from job to another opportunity, this is your principle. Everybody write this down.
Okay.
Never let go of one monkey bar until you secure the next. Do you know what a monkey bar is?
No.
When you used to be a kid, those
monkey bars in the
monkey bars. When you used
to
be a kid. Perfect.
Yeah.
So the principle is very simple. Never let go of one monkey bar until you secure the next. So right now you have a monkey bar, right? You're holding on to a monkey bar, which is your sales job.
Yeah.
Secure the next monkey bar, and then let go of the one that you have right now. Secure it so that you don't have the fear. And then finally you iterate. So what is iterate? Find a job that allows you to do what? Harness your skill, develop your skill, and you continue winning.
Yeah. Man, I definitely feel that. I mean, I've done really well here. To fail, I got awarded top salesman of the year.
Brother, I don't give a fuck about the awards. Brother, you showed me. Brother, the only thing that I saw moving in that when you flipped the camera were tumbleweeds. You understand, my brother?
Yeah, man. I understand, bro.
Good. Bro, I wish you the best. We'll be in touch. When you're out of this job, let me know. And I promise you, on the other side of fear and anxiety and this wishful, dreadful thinking that you're not, brother, you're in a suit. And it's empty, bro. It's empty.
No.
Imagine being in a fucking suit in a place where there's mad traffic, where it's really nice.
I feel it.
Like that's where you can position yourself. So you need to take action.
What do you think about commission-only jobs?
Great. You need to earn. You need to eat what you kill.
Okay.
I've always done jobs where I can get paid on performance. You do not want to get paid on your time. You want to get paid for your ability to perform.
Right.
If you can develop the skill set of getting paid for providing value, it's a lot more interesting and beneficial than getting paid for your time. But right now you're not wasting time. We're chopping it up.
Yeah.
But position yourself to win, and you can succeed.
All right, bro.
Sounds good, Brother Wayne?
Sounds great, man. Thank you for your time.
Cheers. Talk soon.
All the best, bro. Bye.
Alrighty. I saw a buddy of mine in here, and I kind of want to get him on. Let's see if he's on here. I wanted to introduce you guys to somebody. His name is Clinton. I don't know if he's in the house. Yo, Clinton, if you're on here, hop on. I wanna get you on. Send me a request. I want to introduce you guys to a good buddy of mine. I'm not sure if he's on here. I think he sent a message, but he's somebody I kind of want to get him on and talk to you guys about networking real quick.
probably one of the best networkers in the world. Let me see, I got him right here. I just invited him. I'm gonna light my cigar. I don't know if he's on here. If he's on here, I'll get familiar.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, brother Clinton?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh man, I'm awesome. I'm over here hearing you give game. Isn't it funny that the stuff that you're saying to people like us is like it's so intuitive and it's such a no-brainer, and it's so I don't understand how people don't understand like how simple it really is to win and do the right thing that makes you happy and crush it at life. Hold on, let me just open my window and get some light in here.
So brother, people see a lot of plaques in the back. Because you're one of the best networkers I know, right?
Thank you.
You're connected like very few in the game. People lack the ability to network. Can you provide a piece of information, value to the almost 3,000 people listening? How do people get into the room, brother?
Well, before I elaborate, anybody that's here, you can get my book for free that gives you all this game. And the link is in my bio. I wrote a book called How to Win Big in the music business, but Luke will tell you, because Luke was a part of this whole process, it's much bigger than just the music business. It's the principles and values of how to build a network, how to build a great reputation, how to connect with the right people, how to brand and market yourself, how to make a great first impression. So all of that stuff is elaborated on in my book. The link is in my bio, or you can follow me. I give out daily game here on my page anyhow. But you got to walk in the room like you're supposed to be there. Like, so the guy you were just talking to, right? And I'm not being negative, because it's awesome that he even asks you questions. And anyone asking questions, you should always feel great to ask people, smart people like Luke, questions and never feel bad about it. You can never stop learning. However, you could see like the timidness in what he should be doing. When you look at Luke talk, right? Luke talks with a lot of confidence, not because he's arrogant or cocky. It's because he's done enough research and work to realize what works and what doesn't work. So that confidence comes from the awareness and the ability of, no, this works because I've tested this. There are case studies. I've done research. So don't mistake somebody's confidence or arrogance when they have receipts to prove that they've been winning, repeat, winning, repeat, winning, repeat. You know what I mean? So like, you got to listen, you got to pay attention to the messenger, not the message, because any messenger can feed you full of shit lines or fake inspiration or regurgitate something they heard from somebody else. But like Mike Tyson once said, everyone's got a great plan until you get punched in the face. And when people want to give you game, it's much different to hear somebody's path than to have your own path and to do the things that make you understand the emotional impact it may have on you, because we're all different emotionally. So I might be able to withstand a bunch of bullshit that you can't. You might get emotionally charged when someone's an asshole to you. So therefore, me and you getting to the top won't be the same, right? So I'm not a believer in because I made it, you can too, because we're all built different. So it doesn't mean you can make it because I made it, or vice versa. So to answer your question, the piece of advice I would give to somebody that's trying to build a network is, 1, know what you're talking about. 2, don't overtalk. 3, fucking have knowledge and intelligence in what it is you're trying to talk about. And 4, when you're in a room, don't be begging people or look like you're dying to get help from somebody and like you need them and you're not offering them anything in return, right? So you got to be calm. You got to be cool. That comes with having confidence. That comes with having intelligence and experience, right? So you know all these things, Luke. But like, you can't go in the room like, this is my one and only shot. I got to just tell this guy a million different things that I do and hope that they think that I'm valuable because I've just said a million different things. When in reality, you just made that person not even understand who the fuck you are, because you just said a whole bunch of fucking shit. I can't even remember. I don't even know who you are. And it sounds like you don't know who you are either. Right?
You mention oftentimes this idea of, people want to make money, right? And it's this idea of selling. And most people don't know how to sell or what to sell. But you talk about this principle of giving value and always giving the 51% to the customer, giving the 51% to the other person. And that's what allows for reciprocity and massive levels of success. Talk to me real quick. Talk to the people listening. How do you establish a proper train of thought whereby in the short term you feel like you're losing, but in the long term you actually end up winning because you're here to provide value and you're not here to be a leash?
Well, you said the magic word, feeling, right? So you have to understand the difference between what you're feeling and what the reality is. And a lot of times people let their feelings dictate the way that they're going to move or the way that they're going to respond. If you can master the art of eliminating feelings as it relates to getting emotionally upset or bothered, then you'll be able to stay on track to what it was you were saying earlier, is making the plan, sticking to the plan, and having, you know, goals to achieve that plan. When you are working very kind of robotically like that, right, where it's like, this is what needs to be done, here's what it's got to do, you don't let your emotions ever. I'll give an example. I think you've heard me use this example, Luke. If my goal, I'm on a football team, and my goal is to run down the field and get into the end zone to score a touchdown for my team, and that's my goal. That's what I've been practicing all week for, to do that one thing, to get that goal of getting a touchdown so my team wins. Why would I let somebody in the stands who yells, "Fuck you, Clinton, drop the ball"? Why would I ever let that person even penetrate my brain, let alone affect my emotions or cause any reaction from me when it wasn't part of my goal, right? So, and that's what a lot of people do. They worry about things that don't need to be worried about, or that all they are is distracting you or blocking you from the main goal, right? So it's like if you're in the military and your goal is to get across enemy lines and blah, 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 blah. You ain't worried about someone's feelings. You ain't worried about some bullshit somebody says. You're worried about your life. And guess what? Your goals is your life, right? So if you sit and make the proper goals for your life, then some other bullshit from somebody else's life, look, paying attention to your goals also means not giving a fuck about somebody else's, because that's only going to distract you from yours. So let them do what they're going to do. Let them have their opinions about what they want to think about. Let them think that you're doing it wrong. Because if you did enough research and it makes you happy and you know this is the plan for you, then it doesn't matter what the fuck somebody else thinks or what they feel. Because they're not you and you're not them. And everybody doesn't have the same operating system.
Most people don't seem to understand that your success is the insecurity of the unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And that when they perceive you, all it is a projection of what they weren't able to achieve. And that as you climb the ladders of quote unquote success, as you get to the next level, you cannot allow the naysayers and the people from the stands to dictate how you operate. And it's many times this even imaginary belief that people actually care, when you begin to realize nobody's even thinking about you that much besides those bullshit little comments on the internet. You said it once, and you wrote it in your book. You said, talking about selling, because a lot of people need to make money. You said, when I sell to people, I sell them something that they need. If I don't sell them something that they need, I am a what?
Oh, yeah. You love this line. You brought this up before.
I love it, bro. I love it.
So what I said was, and it's funny because I was with Pitbull and we were having a meeting in this hotel room, and he said something like, "Man, Clinton can sell fish to a water. I mean, water to a fish," right? And I was like, and everyone's laughing and thinking, you know, most people look at that as almost like a compliment, right? And I didn't take it as a compliment, because why would I need to sell water to a fish? They have water already, right? So, you know, I got very analytical about it. I'm thinking like, I don't want to be looked at as someone that can sell something easily to anybody. I want to be able to sell what somebody needs and make them understand why they need it, right? So that is the skill that I've worked on my whole life that I've been able to get to at this point. But I believe that if somebody can convince somebody to buy something or use something or sign up for something or be a part of something that's not something that they actually need in their life, but you feel powerful because you were still able to convince them to buy it or do it, that doesn't make you an amazing salesman. It makes you a con man because you just sold somebody or convinced them to do something that they don't really fucking need. And if you care that much about somebody, you're going to find out what is it that they need, or what is it that I can provide, or maybe what it is that I have to offer isn't for them, right? And you need to realize that it's not always about just making the sale. It's about making the right sale. It's
Yes.
about connecting the right people to the right thing that makes the world a better fucking place.
Yes. Brother, thank you for the wisdom. I appreciate you. Every time we connect, it's great.
Dude, you're the man. Where are you right now?
Singapore, bro.
Oh, I'm coming to Philippines in 2 weeks, like 2.5 weeks. I know it's different, but like I'm over there. So
I'll be headed to Dubai tomorrow. I'm working on some stuff for Capital Club, but I'll be in LA in August. So if you're back around, I'll swing by. We'll have a good time.
dude, I'm excited. First, I want to just say to the people here that one, I'm super proud of you. What you've become, and how hard you've worked. I've known you for several years now, and I've watched when you were always smart, but you were trying to figure out the exact right thing to do with that smart, right? And I watched you figure it out, and I love that you're giving back and trying to help other people. And I love watching you talk because there's not many people I watch talk that I believe. You know what I mean? That are just like, all right, this is another person out here giving out fake inspiration. Like, you're believable because you're honest and you're truthful. And like, one of the things I will say, and I hope you're not upset with me saying this in front of people, is that you are also somebody that will own up to when they've made a mistake or they can improve on themselves. And that is the most inspiring and noble thing that anybody can do, is self-assess and see, like, you know what, I wasn't right last year. You know what I mean? And through my own self-inventory, I realized that I was going down the wrong path. And now I've realized what the right path is that's better for not only me, but the people that believe in me or that are near me. And it's really honorable that you've done that. And I'm super proud of you, man. And you're my guy for life, dude. And by the way,
Thank you.
I appreciate me bringing you on here. I can see I got a ton of new followers.
I saw the get familiar. I was like, all right, I gotta get familiar up in town. Gotta get people familiar, bro.
Yeah. So, and by the way, anybody on here, if you don't mind, if I can plug the book one more time, if you go to the link in my bio, you can get my book for free. I have 2 more books coming out. Another one's coming out in August. Another one in September. And the whole, Luke can tell you, everything that I put out is, one, I have the receipts. I have 20 plus years of winning. So it's not me just trying to like capitalize on people that are just trying to look for shortcuts to winning. I'm going to give it to you real. I'm going to be matter of fact, and I'm going to help you do more great shit and less whack shit, because that's what I've been doing my whole career, and Luke can tell you that. So feel free to follow me. Feel free to follow me. I give out daily game, and the link to my free book is in my bio, man. Thanks for having me on, Luke, and shout out to everybody in here. And hopefully I can come to one of the Capital Club events.
Yes, brother. I'm going to have you out on the next one, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, man. I'm still trying to get my teeth as white as yours. I'll see you later.
Bro, shit.
Bye.
All right, guys. As you guys know, my objective is to empower you guys, to give you access to some of the most brilliant minds around the world. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to you, right? You need to act. You need to be able to sit down with all this information that you've learned. Don't let it just be another day, right? Don't let it just be another moment. At some point, you have to act. At some point, you have to realize that you have to take life and control it, because you are the master of your own ship. You are the decision maker. I said it once and I'll say it again. Your relationship with God is like that of a crew member and a captain. Many times in life, we want to tell God, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be in control. But God doesn't operate that way. He might be like, okay, that's cool, but I do not row. God doesn't row. God only steers. You have to put in the work. God does the impossible, but you, my friend, you have to do the rest. God does the impossible, but you have to do the rest. And when you humble yourself and you realize that in order to get to the top, you need to climb. You need to roll up your sleeves and get to work. So hopefully this was a valuable data set to you. Hopefully this was a good session. Went a little bit longer than I expected, over an hour, but I enjoyed spending some time with you guys. So all the love, all the power. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. Luke Belmar.